Have you ever been in a job interview, asked a question like, "Tell me about a time you faced a difficult challenge," and your mind just goes completely blank? You know you have the experience, you know you're qualified, but in that high-pressure moment, you just can't seem to find the right story or structure it in a way that makes you sound capable and confident. If that's ever happened to you, you're not alone. This is the most common pain point for job seekers everywhere. But what if you could walk into every single interview feeling prepared, polished, and ready for anything they throw at you? What if you had a personal interview coach available 24/7 to help you brainstorm, structure, and practice your answers until they're perfect? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to build. In this audio guide, you're going to learn how to use AI, specifically tools like ChatGPT, to not only prepare for behavioral interview questions, but to absolutely master the STAR method, making your answers compelling, memorable, and drastically increasing your chances of landing that job. Let's start with the basics. What is the STAR method? STAR is an acronym that stands for Situation, Task, Action, and Result. It's a structured way of answering behavioral interview questions by framing your past experiences into a compelling story. Here's the quick breakdown. Situation: you set the context. What was the project or the environment? Task: what was your specific responsibility or goal in that situation? Action: this is the most important part. What specific steps did you take? Use I statements, not we. And finally, result: what was the outcome? Ideally, you want to quantify this with data, metrics, or positive feedback. The problem is, doing this from scratch for dozens of potential questions is incredibly time-consuming and mentally exhausting. This is where AI becomes your secret weapon. Your preparation will happen in 3 powerful phases: brainstorming, structuring, and practicing. Phase 1 is brainstorming with AI. Your first job is to mine your own experience for the best possible stories. But where do you even start? Open up your AI tool of choice and give it a prompt like this. You can copy this word for word. Act as an expert career coach. I am preparing for a behavioral interview for a insert job title role at insert industry company. Generate a list of 15 common behavioral interview questions tailored to this role, focusing on areas like leadership, conflict resolution, problem solving, and adaptability. Within seconds, you'll have a targeted list of questions far more specific than a generic web search. Now, the real magic begins. Take that list and go through your own work history. For each question, jot down a brief note, just a few words, about a time you faced something similar. Don't worry about the details yet. Just brainstorm which of your experiences fits which question. Now, for the stories you're drawing a blank on, or the ones you want to strengthen, ask AI to help you brainstorm details. Try a prompt like, "Based on a common behavioral question about handling a tight deadline, help me brainstorm details for a story from my experience as your job title. My bullet point is, manage the launch of a new software feature under a compressed timeline. Help me outline this situation, task, possible actions, and measurable results I could highlight." The AI will generate ideas for obstacles you faced, actions you could have taken, and metrics you might have influenced. This isn't about making things up. It's about using AI as a thinking partner to jog your memory and help you articulate the value that was already there. You'll be surprised at what you've accomplished that you'd simply forgotten about. Okay, phase 2, structuring with AI. You have your rough story ideas. Now it's time to turn those bullet points into perfectly crafted STAR responses. This is where AI truly shines. Take your rough idea and feed it to your AI coach. Use a prompt like this. Using the STAR method, help me draft a concise answer to the question, "Tell me about a time you failed." Here are my story details. Situation: I was a project manager and our team missed a key deadline due to poor communication. Task: my task was to diagnose the failure and get the project back on track. Action: I implemented a new daily stand-up meeting and a shared dashboard. Result? We delivered the project 2 weeks later and improved team velocity by 15%. Make the answer focused on my actions and the positive lessons learned from the failure. Paste that in and watch what happens. The AI will output a beautifully structured paragraph that hits every element of STAR clearly and professionally. It will use strong action verbs and frame the failure as a learning opportunity, which is exactly what an interviewer wants to hear. Your job now is not to just copy and paste this answer. Your job is to use it as a first draft. Read it, edit it, make it sound like you, add your own specific details and your authentic voice. The AI gave you the skeleton, now you put your own skin on it. Do this for your top 5 to 10 most important stories. These will be your core, versatile examples that you can adapt to multiple questions. Finally, Phase 3, practicing with AI. You can have the best written answer in the world, but if you can't deliver it naturally, it won't land. This is the killer app. Many AI platforms now have voice capabilities. You can literally have a conversational mock interview. Try a prompt like, "Act as a stern hiring manager for a job title position. Ask me one behavioral interview question at a time from the list we generated. Wait for my verbal response, and then, after I finish, provide constructive feedback on my answer. Focus on feedback about my use of the STAR method, my clarity, and my confidence. Then ask me the next question." And then you just talk. You practice out loud. This is irreplaceable. Getting feedback on your delivery, your ums and ahs, and your pacing from a completely unbiased source is a game changer. It desensitizes you to the pressure and makes the real interview feel like just another practice session. To recap, your new AI-powered interview prep workflow is simple. First, brainstorm targeted questions and story ideas with AI. Second, structure your rough ideas into polished STAR drafts. And third, practice delivering them aloud with an AI mock interviewer. This process transforms interview preparation from a daunting, vague chore into a structured, efficient, and incredibly effective system. It empowers you to not just answer questions, but to tell powerful stories that showcase the unique value you bring to the table. So, the next time you're preparing for an interview, don't just stare at a list of questions and hope for the best. Partner with AI. Do the work, use these prompts, and walk into that room knowing you are prepared. You've got this. If you found these videos helpful, subscribe to be the first to get these weekly gems as they are released. Good luck, you got this!